Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to try and show you how I played an arrangement of Pennies from Heaven. Now my arrangement's elsewhere on YouTube. In the details below, in the description below, I'll try and put a link to the video where I play it. And I'll also either give you a link to the tabs, or if I'm not able to put the tabs up anywhere, I'll give you my email address so you can email me and I'll send you the tabs. And I've also got little chord diagrams on the tab sheet. Now the tab sheet hopefully shows the fingerings correctly, but I haven't notated the rhythms carefully. I've made the rhythms a lot more basic. I mean, not complicated rhythms anyway, but I kind of thought it made it easier to read. So it's kind of a sort of simplified version. I should tell you a little bit about the way I was playing it. So in this video, a lot of the detail is going to be in the tabs, but I'll tell you a couple of other things. So the strumming style that I'm using. So I mainly use it if there's no melody going on. I'm mainly just using the tip of my index finger. So say for example in the intro. Okay, so I'm just using the very tip there. But when I'm trying to bring the melody out, I do something slightly different, and it's a technique that I saw on a video by another ukulele player who's very good, and he's called Chemo Hussey. I don't, maybe he's famous, I'm not sure, but he makes it sound really sweet, and he has got an interesting style, and from what I can see, he's sort of, if he wants to play a melody note at the same time as a chord or near a chord, he sort of pinches he sort of plays the melody with the tip of his finger like this, and sort of pinches the strings. So he sort of plays the other strings with his thumb. Mainly the melody is going to be on the top string, on the A string up here. Okay, so and he gets a very sort of he's sort of filling in, or at least that's what I think he's doing. So I'm trying to approximate it. So the parts where there's no melody note being playing, I'm just go back to the strumming with the finger. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing there, and experiment with it. I think it's a very nice technique, and since I've seen him doing it, I suppose as often as not when I try and play the ukulele, that's the style I gravitate towards. But there's other ways of playing the ukulele, aren't there? And you could use the same chords and play the same tune just with your thumb, or with a plectrum if you use a plectrum, or if you tend to use your fingers, or whatever. That would work just as nicely, and you know, they're all, I'm sure you've got your own way of playing. So that's the kind of style I'm going to do. Okay, there's a couple of places where I do something slightly different, and I'll point that out. So I'll start with the intro then. So the intro is, like I said, it's all with the first finger, and I think probably the intro, the chords are the hardest as far as the left hand goes. They're the hardest part of the tune. So if you struggle with them, if you start them, they've all got bars in them and bar chords, and so you might find them tricky. I don't know. And if you do, you can miss the intro out. Come back to another day. Okay, but if you like the sound intro, and it's you can use it for other tunes as well. That's something. So the very first chord might be one of the harder ones. So I use my second finger barring across those two, third finger there, first finger there. Now, in my experience, some people play that chord with those two there, the finger there. I find it a bit cramped, but you might find it easy to do that instead. But I I do it like that, and I prefer that because if I use that shape, other times I don't do it here, but I've got a finger spare to do some other stuff. Okay, so that's the first shape, and it's a kind of C6. So if you find that too tricky, you could just use a straight C with it. It won't sound that different. So you could just do that for your first chord if you wanted. But so hopefully the other fingerings for the other chord are self-explanatory from the tabs. And you could cycle through this little sequence again and again for the intro. You can make the intro longer, or you could just do the first bit if you wanted, and then you could start the tune if you wanted. Okay, so that's just strumming with the tip of the index finger, all of that. I'm going to start tuning in a minute. Okay, so what fingers did I use there? Those two. Put the first finger down. Is that all self-explanatory? And then one of the few places I play the melody on the E string there. And then it's the same, isn't it? The next time. So that bar there, which is also you get a couple of times in the intro, that's not part of the melody, so I'm just strumming that with strumming it quietly. And then these three strings open. So this is a C chord without even including the A string on top. Yeah. So I'm not playing the top string there. Those two. And then I've got a little triplet strum that I'm doing. This is how I did it, but you don't have to do it like this. You could just go if you wanted to, but I do this sort of ukulele sort of sounding triplet thing for these ascending chords, F7 to D7, just going down one fret at a time. So I go down with the back of the index finger, up with the thumb, and up with the index finger. That's how I was doing it anyway. So. So that next bar. Now this might be a bit tricky for people with small hands, so I'll show you another way of doing it. So I've got a bar across the second fret, and then I've got big hands, so it's not so hard. If that's too hard, try this. Try this D7 shape up here, which is a bar, second finger there, third finger here. So take the third off, and then use a little finger on the next string down. And then when I get to there, the way I was doing it was I was sliding that finger up one and using my third finger there. And then it's the second half of the tune. Much the same as the first half. And then, did I do this? Did I just do a straight C there, or did I have that finger there? I can't remember. Like this. And then this shape, which is a sort of bar just across the top three strings there. Yeah. With this string open. and then this nice chord here. So it's, have a look at the tabs. Yeah, and then I just move the whole shape. This is the shape that might not sound brilliant if you've got a low G, but it sounds okay. And then just slide everything down that way. And just carry on sliding to take that finger off, and then move the finger on the A string down, and then to this shape. Okay, so this D7 shape up here, and then this shape with the bar across, and that I use in the intro a couple of times. And then the very first chord. And then this end bit, it's got no open strings in it the way I play it. So that's that one, that one, that one. Then this diminished shape, which is, and then this one again. So and then I do some harmonics, some natural harmonics up on the 12th fret, so as the very last thing in the tune. So if you've never done harmonics before, it can be a nice sound, especially in this key. So over the 12th fret, which is this one here where it's got the 2 dots on my ukulele, and it's just, you have to put your finger above this fret, not between the 2 frets, but above the fret, and you I don't know which finger I used, but it doesn't really matter, but you don't press down, you just lightly touch it, and all the strings sound up an octave and have a sort of bell-like sound to them, which is, I mean, you could press it down, it sounds nice enough, but this, so you might want to experiment with harmonics up there. So okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're working on it, do mention it in the comments or drop me an email. It encourages me to do more of these sort of things. If you've got any queries about it, you can ask in the comments or email me as well. And hopefully I'll do more of these if they're popular at all, if people are interested in learning my arrangements, that'd be great. And hopefully see you all again. Cheers.